Hey guys, hope all is well. I'm continuing my thoughts on some of the counties and areas of greater Atlanta. I've touched on a few, I'm gonna continue to do them. So hopefully we get a lot of questions about locations and people never been to Atlanta. No excuses, you need to do your own Google research and come here, and whether you need to rent and stay, but just to kind of give you a general idea of where a lot of our clients are building and buying homes and selling homes and all that good stuff. So what do you think? You like the gear so far? We're really working hard on it because merch is coming. So excited. We have so many great things in the work 2021 and going forward. But let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the next county. Let's talk about Cherokee County. Let me tell you what, from experience, I may leave some areas out, but the big general areas of Cherokee County are Woodstock, one of my personal favorites, Canton, another one of my personal favorites, and maybe a couple areas right on the border that you might not have heard about. You don't get a lot of publicity. Holly Springs and parts of Milton also touch the Cherokee County line. So where is Cherokee County? First, you got to Google it, bring up Google Maps and see it on the map. But it's one of my personal favorite areas for a couple of variety of reasons, and I'll tell you a little bit about each of those areas. It's north of the city, so if you were coming from Atlanta, you'd be going through Cobb County, which we just talked about in another video, and then you'd be approaching Cherokee County. Most of it's going to be right off of 575. That's the interstate. They've recently, in the last year, I think, they took a multi-year situation, but they added an express lane where you can pay money during certain times of the day to avoid a lot of the traffic to get you to what's called an area called the perimeter, which just borders the Atlanta line. So I really like that they added that, and it's allowed people to really open up their consideration of this area because it is further out, but it's not, to me, it's an area to consider because, as you know, and I talked about in other videos, people are moving to Atlanta in droves. Companies are as well, which obviously racks up the demand and racks up the traffic. So commute time is gonna be a consideration for you, but I like that they added this express lane area. Let's jump right into it. Why I think Cherokee County, I already talked about Cobb, Cherokee County is a good place to live, raise a family, or if it's just yourself, to live in a really nice area. First of all, when you drive through it, you'll notice it's extremely clean. That's important to me, which means it has a really well-run, oiled county government. Mayors, town managers, permitting and zoning, and crews that keep the roads clean. You're gonna have a big, when you get to like that Woodstock area, you have a couple major big things going for it. You have a route called 92, which will take you to Cobb or Paulding County, like the Ackworth area, Kennesaw on one end. And on the other side, it will take you to your Roswells, your Alpharettas, and your Miltons, which are very nice areas, very expensive areas. And Woodstock has seen their values go up tremendously. You see me talk about it in other videos, but I've done some tours out there. Most recently, some wonderful townhouses that have basements. But you're gonna see price points even for townhomes range from the 2s, 3s, all the way up to 700,000 or 800,000. I remember last year, huge response. I was blown away. I was almost gonna buy one myself. These Italian-inspired villa type of townhomes with like rooftop decks, garages on the rooftop, that these doors that would go up, views amazing, marble and quartz and all kinds of stuff. So it's a very, I would say, very wealthy area to be in. But for some people on the lower end of the scale, you still can find houses comfortably in the 3s, 4s, and 5s. But you could also find houses, very, very nice houses in the 7s to over $1 million. You also have a wonderful pockets of communities right on an area called the Green Trail, which is kind of their downtown Woodstock area. So what I would tell people, if you've never been and maybe you've lived in different part of Atlanta for a majority of your life, maybe you've never come to Atlanta and you're considering coming here, I would definitely put that in an area, whether you book a hotel in that area and spend some time, or drive there from Atlanta so you could get a kind of a test run of it. But some of the highlights of Woodstock is their downtown area. You'll want to look at the Main Street area. You'll have brunch at like a J. Christopher's. You want seafood or steak dinner, you could have it right there. You want your sports bar, that type of vibe. You want to have yoga. It's like that type of environment where it's very chic, it's very classy, but it also has a real down-to-earth vibe. Like a railroad tracks run through it. I don't think it has an active railroad that actually goes through it, but I like that they kept that vibe and that energy there, and built up around it. Stunning 3 and 4 level houses right there in downtown Woodstock. They are building tremendous new homes and renovating homes in that area. So I really, really encourage you to spend time, like I said, having dinner, walking around with your ice cream cone, going into the shops. Take your dog with you if you want. They got dog parks in the area. Amphitheaters, 4th of July events, farmers markets on the weekends. You drive a little bit north of that, you're going to go into the Woodstock outlets. Some of the more major retail, off Saks, off Fifth Avenue. I think there's an UGG outlet, a Nike, Under Armour. What I love about that vibe is it's an outdoor feel. So you're not going into an actual mall. You actually can go into the stores, obviously, but you can sit on benches. You could breathe the fresh air. You could look at the trees around you. It's a really cool environment. And that's going to be right at your footstep. So I would encourage you really to spend some time. And I love the proximity. So you can go to another very popular area called downtown Roswell with little shops and restaurants. And you're going to have comparably priced homes, maybe Roswell a little bit higher, and still be within proximity of that within 20, 25 minutes. Proximity to downtown in Cherokee County, I always say give yourself an hour. If you hit it at 2 o'clock in the morning, not a lot of traffic, zoom down there, you probably can get there in a good 35, 40 minutes. But give yourself a good hour, use the express lanes at high traffic times, and I think you will be blown away by the style of homes, the style of the quality of life. Schools are really, really good up there as well. So that's Woodstock. Canton is just north of that, a little bit higher up, 575. I'd probably, again, give you an hour, maybe an hour, 15 minutes. But we've got a lot of clients in there. And why? It has a beautiful beautiful rural feel to it, but you still have your, your shops and Walmarts and Home Depots and Lowe's and all that kind of stuff. But tremendous housing, tremendous communities with swimming pools and tennis courts and water slides and all that kind of stuff. Price point, I would say, again, really, you could find pockets of 2s and stuff like that. Older house, smaller house, needs work. But really 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s is going to be your sweet spot. And then the more high-end homes, gated communities, lots of stone and brick, you may be, over that price point for sure. But if you've also been considered, hey, I don't want an HOA, I want a standalone home, you have some beautiful, nice acreage homes. Again, you're going to be at a higher price point. But if you want the streams and the lakes and the walking trails and all that kind of stuff, that's a great area for you in Canton. A lot of people are working from home, so they don't need to go into the city every day. But what I like about it is if you want to go up a little more north and go into the Blue Ridge Mountains and have a weekend getaway or have a night away from your house, like you could enjoy that. You could also go down to downtown Atlanta and go to a show at the Fox Theater and enjoy a night into the city. You can go down to a Braves game because you're going to be right there where the 575 and 75 connect with that express lane to get down to a baseball game at night. So you're going to be able to enjoy things within a 30-minute to an hour 15-minute radius. And I think you'll just absolutely fall in love with what you get for your money in that area. Now, in between that area is an area called Holly Springs. It's an area I just discovered. A couple clients wanted to build in that area, and great schools. I've heard a lot of good things about what they're going to be doing to their downtown area. It's kind of like a pocket. Like I said, you got Woodstock, you got Canton, and then you got Holly Springs merged in between. And very cute houses, great big communities, like communities that have almost their own school system. Like it's kind of that type of vibe. Pools, clubhouses, water parks, all that kind of stuff within a lot of these communities. And, you know, little shops and restaurants. So you're probably going to live there, you know, your basic restaurants and stuff like that. And then you're going to go into a Woodstock to go to more of your high end type of feel. But if you want to kind of a price point range, probably be less than a Woodstock, maybe a little bit less than certain parts of Canton too. So look at that one little pocket as well. And then parts of Milton. Milton is kind of like, I look at it as almost a suburb of Alpharetta, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of. Very nice, very, very nice area. Top-notch schools, lots of land, lots of high-end houses. But Milton also is part sometimes of Fulton County or Forsyth County. This part of Cherokee County will save you quite a bit in taxes. I remember a couple of lenders running numbers for me, and I remember Cherokee County being one of the lower ends, ranging from like 1% of your value to like 1.1 or 1.2, but a lot of 1. And if you're a senior citizen, you could do a homestead exemption for that, and your taxes are going to be super, super low as well. So if it's an area that for my older clientele that have been looking to consider for their retirement or later in life, it's also very popular for that. One thing I also want to mention about Woodstock, I discovered it myself. I was living in the city or in greater Atlanta area, like really close to town, and I would have never really, oh, Woodstock, okay, sounds far out. When I tell you I fell in love with it, I did so much more research. It got in Money Magazine rated one of the top 20 cities for millennials to move into because of the job opportunities, because of the standard of living, because of the cleanliness, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to say basically it's open to all kind of demographics, from millennials to retirees. So look back and experience and come to town and drive through. I think you'll be really, really impressed. Woodstock, Holly Springs, Milton, and Canton. Cherokee County, research it, see if it's the right fit for you, and if it is, we'll go out, take a look, whether to build your home, buy or resale, whatever the case may be. All right, on to the next county. Talk to you soon.